This is the final word on CNN Philippines. Great to have you with us. I'm Rico Hizon, showing off beauty, brains, and a heart. Physicist Karen Ibasco won Miss Earth in 2017. She also is a Worldwide Fund for Nature Philippines ambassador who champions energy conservation. We now chat with Karen in the studio. Nice to see you again, Karen. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy International Women's Month.
Yes, thank you for having me, Sir Rico. It's great to be back in CNN.
All right. What made you want to become a physicist? Everybody wants to be sales, marketing, PR, but you wanted to be a physicist.
You know, it's a funny story, sir. I've never wanted to become a physicist. I didn't even know there was a course called Applied Physics. My story is a bit unconventional compared to a lot of people. I started not really wanting to become a physicist, but a door opened for me, so I maximize it. I'm really a medical physicist by profession.
So, who opened that door for you to become a medical physicist?
Oh, the story is that my mom became a cancer patient.
Okay.
And then I wanted to maximize my field to help people like her. That's why I took my master's in medical physics.
And how is your mom?
She's doing great.
There you go. I mean, she was your inspiration.
Yes.
And of course, you're an advocate for energy conservation and the use of renewable sources of energy. Why did you get into this advocacy? What led you to it?
Oh, okay. When I was already working as a professional, I saw that beauty pageants have evolved nowadays. So I wanted to use that platform to maximize and make a difference, not just winning a crown, but sharing a message to people that would really change the world and make a difference. So what I did is doing a small thesis similar to that. I fused my field in physics with the environment. Since I'm not an environmental scientist, I did research about climate change. I thought before that it was inevitable. Apparently it's not. So I fused my field in physics, which deals with a lot of energy. And one of the biggest sources of climate change is really the excess of carbon emission to the atmosphere. And a lot of people have access to energy or electricity. And a lot of countries still use coal plants. When you burn them, you emit so much carbon to the atmosphere. Then I found a link. I started advocating about the renewable energy, the embrace of it, and the transition to renewable energy.
And of course, I saw some photographs that you had with Antoinette Toss,
Yes.
who's an environmental champion.
Yes.
And you share the same advocacy and champion saving Mother Earth,
Yes.
right? And of course, reducing the carbon footprint and the greenhouse gas emissions in our country. But you know what? Is it difficult? Is it really challenging to be able to advocate renewable sources of energy? There's still quite a number, and it is still a growing industry here in the Philippines.
Yeah, it is a challenge, but it's good that we're doing it rather than not doing it.
Yeah.
So it's good that we're making people aware of what we really can do, how we can transition to using this kind of energy to another one. This can be a great avenue for us to really lessen a huge amount of release of carbon to the atmosphere. And in time, hopefully, we would really transition more of it.
But how are you trying to raise awareness? How are you trying to educate our kababayans in terms of renewable energy transition from the coal-fired power plants?
So after I did my Miss Earth,
That's why you won!
Yes! It's funny because one of the questions that I've had in my national competition was that it was quite similar to it. It was about carbon tax. So I was thinking perhaps we can use that amount to invest in renewable energy in the future. So what happened was after winning the crown, I made sure that I would continue my environmental journey. That it would not just stop there because I saw what was the problem and I couldn't turn a blind eye after seeing everything. So I maximized my platform. I connected with WWF Philippines, and they do have projects with renewable energy. And then, if I may, there is going to be one of the biggest projects we do have every year, which is the Earth Hour. It's going to happen this March 25.
That's right. That's every year.
Yes.
On the same day, on March 25th, our Earth Hour. And of course, for our kababayans, we always want to find out, Karen, what we can do in our own little way to conserve energy. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
it's such a huge problem that are for global leaders, right?
Yes.
And for decision makers, for captains of industry. Because we're not all experts, what can we possibly do in our own little way to make a difference?
Wow. Start from your houses, start from your homes, you
Yes.
know. You can start from your homes and then you can bring it to your offices. Conserve energy. If you're not using it, just simply turn it off. A lot of people, as simple as this, they actually overlook it. You know, if you're not using your appliances, just turn them off. Especially if don't leave them on standby mode, because we know that there are what we call as phantom loads. Even though they're still turned off, as long as they're standby modes and there's light blinking, they're still consuming energy. So it's good that you unplug them. As simple as that. You start there, because those things are accumulated into huge amounts when you don't understand how to deal with that. And those are, in layman's term, what individuals like you and I can do from our very homes to our offices.
Yeah, just turn off that light,
Yeah.
right? All right. Even your cars, just turn off the ignition.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
while you're parking.
That's
Those
true.
simple things that you can help for the environment.
Yes.
And of course, apart from your mom, who are your role models
Oh, wow.
here in the Philippines?
Okay, let's start with Angela Toss. And of course,
She even rapped the
Oh, really?
Sustainable Development Goals when we had her on Wednesday. Yeah,
Okay,
she
okay.
did. And that's one way, right?
Yes.
To relate to our kababayans.
Yes,
No?
yes.
The simple things about saving Mother Earth
Yes.
through music.
Yes, or make
maybe
it
through
in
acting.
layman's term,
Yeah,
you know,
making
for
it
people
layman's
to
terms.
understand.
So who are your role models, apart from your
Angela
mom?
Toss is one of the people I've always looked up to, and of course, the late Gina Lopez. She has really lived her life with so much passion and really fought for what she believed in and advocated in until her last breath. So I've always looked up to the people who doesn't just do what they love to do, but with so much passion and purpose and excellence at the same time.
And you know what? Just listening to you, Karen, you radiate a lot of positivity,
Thank you.
right? Good vibes, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers right now, a lot of Filipino women, are going through some major challenges in life, right? What message of positivity can you share with them now that we are celebrating International Women's Month?
Wow. I believe that every woman is really fighting for something. You know, whatever you believe in, whatever you advocate in, do it not just because you're passionate or you want it, but do it with purpose and so much excellence. Happy Women's Month. You know, make people understand what this month is for. You know, believe in it, and we're just here for you. Just continually power through, because you're going to be heard. Just continue with what you're doing.
What about the issue of gender equality?
Uh-huh.
Is that for real here in the Philippines? Is there really gender equality among Filipinos?
I believe
Do you really
so.
feel it?
Yes. When I was still working in my field, I never felt different from other people. I was treated equally. And I believe that gender equality, you know, is really about being equal. It's not about women going higher than
That's
men.
right, that's right.
It's really understanding that our rights can be equal as men. And yes, I do believe and I do feel gender equality in the Philippines.
Yeah, because when we talk about energy, when we talk about power, it's really a male-dominated industry. So now we really need the women to come forward and promote energy conservation
Yes,
and
that's
renewable
true.
energy, which is very important, especially in trying to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, right?
That's true. That's why we're here.
That's right.
And I'm very grateful to be given a chance and a platform to really share an essential message such as this.
What are your plans going forward, apart from what you're doing now, being a spokesperson for the WWF, and of course raising awareness for energy conservation and renewable energy?
It's great because I've really gained a lot of audience ever since I won Miss Earth, and I plan to continue on studying in this platform to further my knowledge as well, and to continually work with companies, you know, and different organizations in really helping power through with this kind of advocacy. Not just stopping here, but continuing on what I started.
We are really very proud of you, Karen. We thank you for joining us here on The Final Word, for being an inspiration to many Filipino women. Karen
Thank
Ibasco,
you.
Miss Earth 2017.